Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
Local Music Mashup. For the first 3 Thursdays of every month, sit back, relax, and vibe out as we showcase Guam's local talent through their video submissions. Tune in for Local Music Mashup on KUAM TV8 at 6:30 p.m. and TV11 at 7:30 p.m. Or catch it on KUAM digital platforms. You're not going to want to miss this.
Local Music Mashup, sponsored by Burger King. BK Your Way.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners.
It's deep diving into what's making news, listening to your feedback, and getting you the answers you deserve. Plus, remembering to laugh a little too. Join me, Chris Barnett, on The Link, live streaming video on the KUAM News Facebook page and YouTube channel, and broadcast live on The Breeze, 93.9 FM, KUAM.com, and the KUAM News app. Miss The Link, miss a lot, so don't miss it.
The Link is presented by IT&D, Calvo Enterprises Inc., Jack in a Box, and Pacific Points.
Check out KUAM Sports for Buckets of the Week every Friday on KUAM News, Primetime, and KUAM Digital, a weekly roundup of some of the greatest shots from hoopsters around Guam, featuring the best shots from buzzer beaters to jaw droppers, from ballers of all ages and leagues. We're serving up buckets on buckets. Buckets of the Week brought to you by KFC. So good, so Guam.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Lovin' It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, an even playing field, who decides? Guam sports community weighs in. And a press conference with members from the Guam People for Choice was held this morning regarding the Guam Heartbeat Act of 2022. And CNMI officials say CNMI governor is not above the law amid AG's criminal charges. These stories and more right here, right now on your news leader.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and thanks for tuning in to your news leader. It's an issue that's been making national headlines. Should transgender athletes be allowed to play women's sports? The issue arose right here on Guam over the weekend as Guam's high school rugby league kicked off another season, and concerns surfaced from families as well as both coaches and players about a transgender competitor from the home of the Panthers. With tonight's top story, here's KUAM's Isaiah Uggan.
3 teens and high school female rugby athletes were physically injured Saturday by a transgender player from Guam High. In light of the incident, Conrad Kerber, the head coach for both teens and boys and girls rugby teams, is calling out the league to address the concerns.
The aggressive nature that was witnessed clearly showed that it's a definite issue that we have to deal with. I had 3 players that were injured in that first game against Guam High, directly by that particular player. Right now, we just have to come together as a group and discuss the proper path to take, discuss what the parameters are with allowing transgender males in full contact sports such as rugby.
Although no official decision has been made and while discussions are ongoing, Kerber hopes the league will adopt the World Rugby Law Transgender Guideline, which states that transgender women may not currently play women's rugby because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages conferred by testosterone during puberty and adolescence, and the resultant player welfare risks serious injuries.
Body size, body strength, and the ability to apply force with that size and strength completely dominate any girl that I have on my team.
The Academy of Our Lady of Guam's rugby team coaches unanimously agreed to enforce this rule over the weekend. Aiming to follow the footsteps of the home of the Cougars, Kerber says it's a matter of safety for his female athletes.
It's purely a safety issue when we discuss transgender males playing in female sports at a youth level, particularly at this type of contact sport as well. And I'm basically in line with the World Rugby guidelines regarding transgender females, transgender males, I should say, playing female sports. And basically, across the world, it's not permitted.
To prevent any serious injuries throughout the season, Kerber stated the World Rugby law should be acknowledged on Guam.
It has to do purely with the size, force, strength disadvantage that transgender males will have over females in this type of sport.
There is no policy in place currently for outdoor leagues that bans the participation of transgender women in rugby.
My players will get through it, we'll heal, we'll use this next 2 weeks. We're lucky that we actually have a bye weekend so that we can heal properly.
Guam Rugby Football Union and Interscholastic Sports Association discussions are ongoing. KUAM News has reached out to Guam High coach Joe Mancuso and did not respond as of news time. Reporting for KUAM News, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
Senator Talina Nelson is facing major backlash following her introduction of Bill 291-36, also known as Guam Heartbeat Act of 2022. A press conference was held today by Guam People for Choice denouncing the bill, which they referred to as the latest election year anti-abortion copycat bill.
Bill 291-36, titled the Guam Heartbeat Act of 2022, was introduced by Senator Talina Nelson. This bill was modeled after the Texas heartbeat law. The bill seeks to ban abortions when a heartbeat is detected. If an abortion is performed after a heartbeat is detected, non-government officials or employees can file a lawsuit with the Superior Court of Guam or District Court of Guam against anyone that performs or induces the abortion with a minimum fine of $10,000. However, mothers cannot be sued for having an abortion. Denouncing the bill are members of the Guam People for Choice. Lawyer and partner at the Areola law firm, Anita Areola, spoke during a press conference held this morning.
Even though it says that you can't have an abortion after 6 weeks and when a heartbeat is detected, most women do not know when they are pregnant because it's too early in their pregnancy for them to know that.
The bill's only exception in which an abortion is permitted is when a mother's health or life is at risk due to pregnancy.
There are no exceptions for rape, incest, or sexual assaults. Something that is really, so disturbing in an island here on Guam where we have the second highest rate of sexual assaults and rapes in the country.
According to Areola, the bill's introduction was highly predictable.
It's not uncommon, and in fact it's pretty common for senators to sponsor anti-abortion bills during an election year. Don't really understand why they don't do it during a non-election year, but they do it during an election year, obviously, to cater and pander to votes and to get reelected.
Attorney Areola claims they will be writing letters to all of the senators encouraging them to vote against this bill. In addition, the Guam People for Choice started an online petition in opposition of the bill and have almost 1,000 votes. KUAM reached out to Senator Talina Nelson for comment and have yet to hear back as of news time.
Republicans are crying foul over messaging that's circulating on social media that they say contain false information about a controversial resolution scheduled to be discussed at legislature session on Thursday. In a news release, the Republican Party of Guam complained about postings that claim Senator Chris Dueñas' resolution to end the public health emergency would jeopardize aid for 15,000 families and 45,000 children. They say the resolution addresses many of the concerns of frontliners and are open to suggested changes. They also said they're disappointed that dirty tactics are being used to discredit Minority Leader Senator Duenas in a critical legislative process which will restore our people's freedom while taking away supreme powers of the governor when it comes to procurement and hiring. Once again, the hearing on the Duenas resolution is scheduled for Thursday at 10 a.m. And are we safer today than in the past? One of the questions posed recently by reporters to the governor. The island's chief executive has been attending several Village Neighborhood Watch meetings, which she says the main concern is the increase in crime and efforts in recruit and retaining more police officers.
One of the reasons we have increased our salaries for our law enforcement people is to retain and recruit the much needed staff to go out there to protect our people. So my goal is to put more police officers out there. My goal is to put more presence out there. And we're doing that. We've given them vehicles, and now we're working with them to try and retain and recruit the necessary people. So the residents are very appreciative of that, but I also do know that they have a really great neighborhood watch organization out there, and they're taking care of their neighbors and their communities, and the police is just as much involved in it as anyone else. So.
Would you say you have a safer Guam today?
I do. Yes, I do.
With that being said, the governor has signed an executive order to bolster public safety. Here's what it does. Requires the Department of Administration to implement an incentive program awarding a $10,000 bonus for qualified retired law enforcement officers who accept a limited-term one-year appointment as a police officer. DOA would also be charged with developing an exemption policy allowing the temporary assignment of law enforcement officers and other agencies to GPD. The executive order also tasked DOA to create a revolving fund for use by the Post Commission. And finally, it would include Department of Agriculture foresters and the recent 18% raises given to law enforcement officers. During a recent interview here on the Hotspot, Chief of Police Stephen Ignacio said the retired officers would be doing more clerical work, such as answering phones and allowing the younger officers to be out in patrol in the field. And it's no secret that Guam's gas prices are extremely high compared to the rest of the nation. But according to a detailed cost analysis of local fuel retailers, Congressman Michael San Nicolas says they appear to be making excessively high profits off the backs of local consumers. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Congressman San Nicolas says it just doesn't add up. Based on his investigation and review, which included testimony from confidential industry insiders, he was able to verify the total landed costs for the private sector, including shipping, fees, taxes, and delivery to local pumps, comes out to about $3.56 before profit.
What is it going to be sold at? $5.7980, a difference of $2.24 per gallon. The profit that the gas stations are making from landed cost to retail cost outside the base is $2.24 per gallon. That's a lot. That's a profit margin of 62.9%, about 63% profit margin.
He says the average profit margin nationally is 20%. Separately, the Congressional Research Office confirmed for him that the 17-cent per gallon federal excise tax on fuel, it doesn't apply here.
Now step back and think about it for a minute. If the national average on retail gas prices is a margin of 20 or 30%, and if our margins here are 62.9%, and we don't pay that federal excise tax, then where is that federal excise tax savings? We're not even realizing that.
And to further make his case, San Nicolas also did a comparison with local military gas prices, which are much cheaper. He says, contrary to popular belief, DOD pays the same costs as the private sector.
They bring the fuel the exact same way, through the exact same channels and the exact same cost centers as all of our gas stations do outside the base.
As of April 7, gas inside was $4.31 a gallon. Outside, it was $5.79, or 34% higher. San Nicolas also asked the Federal Trade Commission to investigate why local gas stations all charge the same prices all at the same time. But the FTC told him they need a whistleblower to come forward to investigate collusion. Finally, San Nicolas suggests that Speaker Terlahi's recent legislation to lift the liquid fuel tax is not a lasting solution and will reduce much-needed government revenue. His answer is to limit the profits of fuel companies to 30%. Anything more will be taxed and rebated back to consumers.
Make a healthy industry standard profit. But you're not going to harm the people of Guam and hold them hostage just because you can, and just because we cannot prove that you're colluding.
For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
We are reaching out to local gas retailers for comment. And a little heads up for homeowners as the second cycle of Homeowners Assistance Fund program is now open. As KUAM reported, the HAF program provides up to $15,000 of relief assistance to eligible homeowners to assist them with mortgages, utility, or property assistance. The applications are now available on the Department of Administration's website at doa.guam.gov. Applications for the HAF program will be accepted until April 2nd. Completed applications must also be submitted directly at DOA's office located at the second floor of the ITC building in Tamuning. The Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program also launched today and can also be found on DOA's website. The LEWAP program is eligible households a one-time payment up to $1,000 to help them pay off overdue water bills or those in jeopardy of having their water line cut off. Applications for the LEWAP will be accepted from April 11th to May 6th and must also be submitted directly at the Department of Administration's building, the second floor of the ITC building. And over in the NMI, Governor Ralph Torres faces potential fines and even jail time if the criminal charges filed by the NMI Attorney General's office move forward. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglutnia has the latest details with reactions from across the Marianas.
But I am certain that since I started my journey to work for you, the people of the Commonwealth, that I have always had your interests, your safety, and your livelihoods at the forefront of any and every decision I make.
That was Governor Ralph Torres in December responding to the allegations of corruption, felony, and neglect of duty that they eventually impeached him for a month later. Tonight, the governor's interest and livelihood are called into question. Late Friday, for the first time in NMI history, the Attorney General filed criminal charges against the chief executive.
I am not perfect, nor do I claim to be.
Those imperfections seemingly outlined in the criminal case against him, alleging 12 counts of misconduct in public office, 1 count of theft, and 1 count of contempt. The lawsuit reflects the charges in the 6 articles of impeachment approved by the House in January, but have yet to be tried in the Senate. The AG cites the governor's previous first-class travel, including for his wife, First Lady Diane Torres, using government funds ranging from April 12, 2018 to May 30, 2019, costing $20,000. Attorney General Edward Manabusan says the charges follow months of thorough investigation. The governor was summoned to appear before the Superior Court on April 18, and if he fails to, he could be arrested. Late Sunday, the CNMI governor's office says that they trust the justice system, declined to comment further, and forwarded the charges to Torres's private counsel. Over the weekend, officials across the CNMI sounding off. Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios, who's running for governor as an independent, says this is uncharted territory. He says the charges demonstrate that no one is above the law. Representative Selena Babauta, who led the impeachment investigation in the House, says that it gives us hope. Meanwhile, the Republican Party and the committee to elect Torres and his running mate sitting Senator Vinny Sablan say they can't help but question the timing and motive of the charges. They say it's a political attack. While it has yet to be seen if the governor will pay fines or even face potential jail time as a result of the charges, the November election is nearing, and Torres continues to find himself in hot water. Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News.
Still to come on your news leader, gamers react to the upcoming closure of GameStop. And still to come, this year's nominees for Guam Business Magazine Executive of the Year. These stories and more coming up next on your news leader.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
It's beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
Half a day. Gas prices continue to rise and we are here to help. We have revised Programa Salapi to provide a $300 direct cash assistance payment to most households. We've expanded income eligibility so more families will benefit.
We've heard your struggles and we hope this relief will help during these difficult times. The Department of Administration will begin accepting applications on Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. For more information, visit doa.guam.gov.
This ad is paid for by the Office of the Governor using government funds.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the Sinamai, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
It's been a long time since the island's Manamku made their way through the doors of a senior center to socialize with their peers at the recent Mayor's Council of Guam monthly meeting. MCOG President and PD Mayor Jesse Allig announced that all 12 senior centers on the island will be reopening in 4 weeks after shutting down a little over 2 years ago due to the global COVID-19 pandemic.
Our senior center operations. I do want to say that May 2nd is going to be the official opening of our centers. The governor is aware of that.
Congregate meals for seniors will discontinue effective Monday, May 2nd. The committee chair on education, Senator Talina Nelson, is calling for a public hearing on 2 pieces of legislation that would exempt Guam public schools from fulfilling the required 180 days of instruction or its equivalents of 900 instructional hours, as well as excuse all high school students from completing the mandated 75 service learning hours. The public hearing is slated for Monday, April 18th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Guam Congress Building in Hagåtña. It'll also be live streamed on the Guam Legislature's media page on YouTube. Written testimonies can be emailed to Senator T.C. Nelson at guamlegislature.org. The island's only video game shop closes this month, leaving many in the gaming community wondering where they'll go now. Daniel Perez has more.
For the past 20 years, residents have been getting their video games, consoles, and gaming accessories from GameStop. After years of service, the stores in the Agana Shopping Center and the Micronesia Mall will be permanently closing. Daryl Jake Dianzin and Baron Josh Trinate, members of the University of Guam Super Smash Bros. Team, shared their reaction to the closure.
I was in disbelief because it's been here for so long. You know, I grew up with GameStop and, you know, I got all my games there. I got my controllers, got a lot of stuff there. And honestly, I was just shook.
The instant thought was, oh no, well, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen to our community here on Guam? It's really small, and I think GameStop might be our main provider for games and hardware that, for us young people, youngsters, where else can we get it?
Since GameStop announced the closure on their Instagram page, several comments by users hoped it was an April Fool's joke. But after a couple days, the comments turned to sadness and disbelief. UOG Triton Esports manager Kenson Nicholas said the closure will impact the island's gaming community.
Think about it, they're the only ones who
now supply games and consoles and hardware and other peripherals. But then when I found out that it was in fact real, I was kind of heartbroken and sad, because it really shows a changing of the times as, I guess maybe players and consumers go away from the traditional tangible box and game to something more easily attainable, like purchasing online, right? I do hope that with GameStop departing, that someone takes up the mantle and at least provides consoles and peripherals, and maybe not a full plethora of games, but at least another way for people who don't have that option to procure those items.
With the physical store shutting down, gamers will now have to resort to buying games online. Although this is a great option, it still leaves some gamers who don't have access to internet or online modes of payment in the dark. Both GameStop locations are expected to close by April 27th. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
The nominees for the 2021 Guam Business Magazine Executive of the Year were announced. The award program recognizes executives who have made outstanding contributions to the business communities of Micronesia and who have raised the bar in their fields. This year's nominees are Ernesto Jun Espildon Jr., president of the Quick Service Food, Inc., which does business at Wendy's and Cold Stone Creamery; Herbert Johnson Jr., education director for GCA Trades Academy and president of Guam Association for Career Technology Education; Thomas Kreis, president of the University of Guam; Dr. Hoa Wen, co-founder of American Medical Center; Nick Song, president of Havichi Hospital Guam, Inc., which does business as the Westin Resort Guam; and Edwin Ontalan, executive vice president, retail banking region manager for the Guam and CNMI region of First Hawaiian Bank. The winners will be revealed on May 7 at the Executive of the Year reception and the May-June issue of Guam Business Magazine, which will feature the awardees on the cover and will be unveiled. Stay tuned. Up next, Dave Delgado with your roundup of local sports. And still to come, we kick off our week-long series, Green Leaders. You're watching KUAM.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
I'm in class waiting for mealtime to grab me, dreaming about making my taste buds happy. Soon as the class bell rings, I'm making a rush to McDonald's to munch something.
Pep up your meal with McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets. You'll love the heat of the spicy tempura coating with a blend of cayenne pepper and chili. For a limited time at McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together. The
Guam Swimming Federation held their spring 2022 time trials at the Israel Sports Complex, St. John Swimming Pool in Upper Tumon for a chance to represent for Team Guam.
It's been about 3 years since they've actually competed locally, so a lot of nerves. They're excited. We're all excited to see them. We're grateful that St. John's has opened up the pool for us to utilize, but ultimately it's that competitive spirit that we're trying to keep going.
Event results will determine Team Guam's selection for the 19th FINA World Championships to be held in Budapest, Hungary from June 18th through July 3rd, 2022.
A lot of these swimmers are full-time athletes and students, so their conditioning is they're ready. All they really need to do is compete more, get in the pool and race each other. So they've been swimming all year, whether it be in the ocean or this pool here. So their conditioning is there. They're very sharp, and again, this is a pre-qualifier. They had to be eligible to swim in this time trials.
Swimming events for the time trials included the 200-meter freestyle, 200-meter individual medley, 100-meter freestyle, and 100-meter butterfly.
You can't be training in the beach because the beach, you can't watch their technique, you can't watch their forms, you can't be training on their times. There's a lot of things you're missing. All you can do is try for stamina. Swimming, you have many things. Technique is very important. How to use the walls, how to make the correct turns, how to push off correctly, how to kick. And everything counts. And we don't have that, but we hope to get it soon. And that's important.
Congrats to D1 volleyball coach Donan Cruz, who led the Ball State Cardinals to a 20-3 overall record, 12-2 in conference play, along with the regular season MIVA men's title. Coach Cruz says, a lot more work, just regular season finished. We play on Saturday in the quarterfinals of the conference tournament. Winner there will represent our conference in the NCAA tournament hosted by UCLA.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Unified Communications, UC, is the next step in a business phone system. Introducing Docomo Pacific UC, your business phone. Instant messaging, video, voicemail, fax, and more. All unified on one platform and delivered through the cloud. Merge your desk phone with your mobile device. Turn voice calls into video conference. UC reduces phone costs. UC boosts productivity. Work better together with Docomo Pacific UC.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
My sourdough patty melt has 100% beef, 2 melty cheeses, and grilled onions, all between 2 slices of my famous toasted sourdough bread. It's pretty much the greatest thing since itself. My sourdough patty melt combos. Order on the Jackout today.
With April being Earth Month, we kick off a 5-part series, Green Leaders, profiling some of the island's businesses, groups, and individuals working to sustain and protect our environment through their practices, activism, and lifestyles. Jonah Goncharfris introduces you to a new local business creating products using fallen palm leaves.
KUAM News Green Leader Profiles is presented in partnership with UOG Center for Island Sustainability, Guam Green Growth, and UOG Sea Grants. LEAF, which stands for Local, Eco, Alternative, Future, is a newly formed business that offers a wide range of tableware, from plates, bowls, and trays made from fallen leaves. Founder Andrea Muir said the idea came from walks she would take with her 3-year-old son.
We see a lot of trash, like a lot of trash, especially at the beaches. There's always floating styrofoam plates and just aluminum cans. So every time I go, we pick up at least what we can.
Muir said it inspired her to research online on how to be more eco-friendly, and it eventually led her to tutorials on how to make leaf plates, something very common in the Asian region. Mira, along with her dad, would go and gather fallen leaves and find out what worked best. It was a process of trial and error.
We just kept testing. We wanted to try different ones. So we even tried like traveling palms. We tried banana leaves. So these are the leaves that are best right now. It'll be the puga, the Christmas tree palms, or you guys call them manila palms, royal and foxtail palm trees. Yeah, but pretty much any palm tree besides coconut right now are the ones we can use. So we take the bottom of, this is the giant leaf that we take, it's called the sheath, and this is what we use.
To do it by hand would be labor intensive, so Mira sought out a press machine.
To learn that there are machines that can be made in custom, and I've custom made our machines to work for here. Yeah, because our leaves, our plants are different from the other places. Yeah, so it was very like 50-50, like, is it gonna work, is it not gonna work? So yeah, I'm glad it did.
She has had the opportunity to take part in a couple of pop-up events, and the customer reaction has been positive.
The fact that it's made here, 100% locally made, it's pretty amazing. It's been overwhelming. And Earth Month is the perfect month to actually launch fully what I do, because it's really about the earth and about our island in the end.
Mira said there were so many things that prompted her to start Leaf, but the main reason was for the future of our generation, because they're ultimately the stewards.
We don't need 1 million people to do it correctly. We need 1 million people to try to do it. So imagine just that little impact. We can make a difference in our little ways. And when I present, I'm not asking for you to be eco-friendly. I'm not asking do you need to do this, you need to do that. We can all do our part in little ways, and probably you don't even know it, like recycling it in a certain way, or you using your scrap of foods for your compost or something like that. You know, there are little ways you can do it, and I'm just helping this in one way to evolve it into something else, and really for the future of our island.
Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Jonagan Charfris. KUAM News Green Leader Profiles is presented in partnership with UOG Center for Island Sustainability, Guam Green Growth, and UOG Sea Grant.
Today we're featuring GTA as one of the many businesses on island that is Guam Safe certified by the Guam Visitors Bureau and carries the WTTC Safe Travel stamp.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Howdy, my name is Jennifer Taitanu and I am the People Operations Generalist 2 at GTA. GTA felt it was best to get Guam Safe certified because our customers and our tourists matter. They are the center of everything that we do. We want to ensure that they feel safe coming into our stores. Through the pandemic, we've remained optimistic and look forward to opening up our economy so that our community can continue to innovate and thrive. On the retail side, we installed plexiglass at our workstations. We ensure that all workstations are equipped with hand sanitizers. We've equipped our employees with the proper PPE, such as masks and gloves. We ensure that everybody is maintaining a safe social distance using foot markers. And we also ensure that the work area is clean so that our customers are comfortable with coming into our stores. At GTA, we care about our community and our visitors because everything we do starts with you.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
And we wrap up the show with your birthday shout-outs. Here's Jason Solis.
Happy birthday on this April 11th to Candy. I'm wishing our beautiful mom a blessed and wonderful birthday. You not only take care of us, but you also take care of so many others at work. We love you so much, and thank you for being the best mom ever. Love your son Cohen, your princess Isabella, and your families. Happy birthday number 5 to Bryson Cole. Man, Bryson, 5's a big responsibility. We know you're up for it. To our handsome Bryson, we love you, our slugger. Hey, happy birthday number 5. Caillou Santos and Jathan Ojeda, happy birthday to the both of you on this April 11th. Patty Babata Portodo Hernandez, happy birthday to you from your friends and family. Likewise, happy birthday wishes going out to Nathan Ojeda on this Monday, and to Beth McCoy, who blows out the candles today. Happy birthday to you, Beth, from all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery. And belated birthday wishes going out to Jasara Angel Time and Glow, who celebrated birthday number 3 on the 8th. May your day be blessed with lots of fun and happiness. We love you from your family. We hope you have a great birthday weekend. and Caitlin Amber Sablan Roberto, who was born yesterday on the 10th. Have a happy belated blessed birthday and every day. Love, peace, hugs, and kisses to you forever. Shout out coming from the Max Shot clan.
You can be a part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. And that's our